Welcome in. Do some basics here, get you guys set up. So first, assets. We're going to trade over here. Go up to your assets wallet. And what this is going to do for you here when you're circling your assets wallet is we want to get to the right places, right? So we're going to run a little futures here. So let's click on the futures account, go to assets in your KuCoin account, drop down, hit futures. This will take you over to your futures details, slide all the way to the right to hit trade, and now you should be set up here. You can click your accounts here to basically set yourself up with your stop losses. We are going into a long. So once we have our long in there, we're going to slide over to the left, and up in this area up here, we're going to look for our coin. Currently Bitcoin, but we want Luna Classic. And with the Luna Classic setting up here, this is what we're looking for. We're going to be getting into Luna Classic. Now, when you slide down, here's your assets. We got 44.87 sitting on the side. We are currently in an XRP short that we just put in. Now, Luna Classic, you don't have to run anything crazy on Luna Classic. And you want to be a little bit lower on your margins just because it's such a volatile coin, and any big moves will upset it. So I recommend 10 to 15 as pretty much the most I would do on there. So now I'm gonna go to a different chart here while you guys are hanging. I'm gonna pull up my Luna Classic chart, and it looks like we're going into the 1 hour Luna Classic long here. And I'm just taking a look at the Luna Classic chart here. It looks like it's starting to grow a little bit, wants to break out. We still don't have a clear break move. Let me see here. But we are at a bottom, so this bottom entry to this rejection, still a solid 4%. So I'm going to play the RSI off the 100, and we're going to slide into a move here. So what we're going to do here is, now that we have Luna, we need to get Luna pulled up here. Luna Classic. There we go. All right, so now we have our Luna Classic pulled up, as you can see here. Luna Classic. And now mine is dark, so you guys don't see the name there, but there you go. There's Luna Classic right there. And the symbol, Luna Classic, that's where you find it. So what we're going to do now is put in a trade. So let's slide over here, take a look here. We're going to do our 15, we're going to actually run a 20x here. We're going to go to the last price, and because we're going long, now we're just going to bump this up to an 8, and we're going to do 50% of what our entry would be. And we're going to go for a double up here, and we're going to go for a 15% loss, and we're going to buy long. So that submits our order. We're filled, and that'll pop in down here. And so we're jumping into a Luna Classic right here. Now we're only doing half of what our initial investment will be, which will be the 40 bucks. And that's just basically, or whatever your investment is. So this is just training purposes. The reason why we do 50% when we're getting in, and a lot of times we'll do 30, 25%, 25% or 50, is because as this moves along, we're going to be taking advantage of any dips, and then once we have a clear breakout move, that's when we'll put the rest in. But we hold this to basically the next move down, if there is a move down. So right here, here's your entry price, right? Your entry price says that we got in at 28.67, right? So now 28.67. You see how it's dropping down on us right here? So now we can actually start buying in on these dips here and pick up better positionings, right? So you click here, and this way if you get into an entry that's a little bit early, you can just, you know, cost average buy. And how you do that, you just hit 25% of whatever you have left, and then you're just going to basically buy along. There's your order filled, and that will basically change your entry, right? So 28.60.83. So remember our entry price was 28.7, now it's 28.65. So this is how you can bring down your entry price, which will give you a better more profits when it actually starts moving. So right now, that is how you get into futures, and you just kind of work your way down on the 25%ers and keep buying the dips as they come, and this will help you guys basically work yourself into a good position here on the shorts or the longs, right? So you commit, and what we're really waiting for, we don't have our complete buy. Now if I was getting this on a level where, and this is kind of like for your what they call position trades or swing trades, right? You're just cost average buying into this coin as it's starting to consolidate, and you're buying the what you think are the lows, and if it gets lower you buy in, and you just keep working your way down until there's a breakout. So that's what we're doing right here, and I'll show you a little bit about what we're tracking on the charts, so that way you can take a look and kind of see what we're looking at here and cost average buying our way in. It's because right now, as you can see, we're not in a complete buy, but we do have a 1 hour RSI adjustment here, and we're starting to bounce here. So we're going to play this RSI, cost average buying on the RSI, to see if we can, you know, break through the 30, get rejected, come back down, keep buying. But we feel very comfortable in this target range here for buy zones of 2844, etc. And then, you know, what we're really waiting on here, we're in a 1 hour. We need the trend line to go green. So right now we're just kind of positioning buying for a possible breakout, right? And we're going to save the other funds for when we actually get the full buy signal, and then we will jump in and purchase more as we go through the push. So right now this isn't a full long. We are still in the red here, but this is kind of like a trade that has leveled itself out, and because the RSI is at its bottom, we're okay with taking a small risk here to see if we can jump in, because if you get in early right here, which is where we're getting in, 28.7 and below, is because if it does jump any type of movement, right, it doesn't take a lot for this to go 1%. This, all it has to do is wick up to here, which is 29, and then that'll give us a 1% gain on 20x, which is basically 12% or 20% right there. So we'll take a 20% win right there and just move on with a possible jump. If it does break out, we can get a nice little 4% win there, which will be an 80% win on our investment. But that's what we're doing right now. We're just cost average buying off of the RSI. We're not getting in too heavy, because if you guys have your indicators and you're running your indicators, you always just wait for the indicator. Like there's nothing here, and you want to be working off of your trend, right? Your trend line is red. You cannot go into a long until that trend line becomes green. And that's just where you're at right now. You want to run the 1 hour, and you want to watch that trend on the 1 hour. And that's what we're doing right now, is we're just waiting for this to kind of click out. So right now we have the RSI bouncing, which is the first step of saying, okay, possible breakout. Our candles are turning green here, so we do have a possible breakout, but we still need a buy sign, right? And then from there we need the trend line. So we need 4 of our indicators to tell us that we're in a buy zone. But until then, more than likely this is just going to bounce off here, get rejected, come back down to here, give us another buy-in opportunity. And that's where we're at. We're just in a consolidation mode. So with this video here, this video is just to basically show you how to enter and then buy in better positions as it moves down, keeping it real simple, working your way down on averages. These are your percentages, and then this just is how much of your what you have invested. So 25% of this would be $4, and that would be our next buy-in. Whenever we decide to buy in, would be on the $4 level. If it's a breakout and it's going where it wants to go, we click 100, and that means that we would be clicking whatever our total is. And this is the breakdown. So here you have your limit buys, and let's see here. You put in your price first, and then you can choose the amount of money, either 25% of the money you have available right here in your assets, or 50%, or 75%, or 100%. Once you choose that, you then choose your leverage, right? Once you do that, if you're going long, you click long, and you just basically say, I want to take profits at 100%, and I'm only willing to risk a 15% stop loss. And then you hit buy, and there you go. And that is how you enter a trade. Now the trick here is that if you're entering a long trade, right, you want to kind of like just adjust this one last number a little bit higher, so that way it buys down. And if you're buying a short, then you want to drop this down one number so that it buys up to the price, so it fills. Now if you're getting into a long and it's on a huge run, then you want to, like, you know, immediately do something like, you know, a couple numbers higher, so that when it buys, it doesn't buy at the highest price, it will buy at the lowest price available, but its target means that you'll start from 62 and go down, right? So if the coin jumps above 62 and you're trying to buy at 62 and the coin goes up to, let's say right now you hit the buy and it's sitting at 59, and you're like, all right, buy. But the coin jumps up to 60. It won't take your order because the current price is higher than your asking price, and you'll just have to wait for it to come back down. But normally if it's on a run and it's on a breakout, like right there, you wouldn't catch it. You would just be stuck in the holding area, which is where you would come over here and you would go to your open orders, and your open orders would show you that you had a pending open order, and you would have to come over here and cancel it out, right? So let's see if we can put an open order, 25%. Here's the last price. I'm gonna drop this down to a 1, and I'm gonna put a buy long, right? 6610. Oh, there we go. So we actually fell down there. So let me make this a lot cheaper, so it actually doesn't buy. Maybe 25%, buy long. Okay. So once you have an open order that's submitted, and let's say that the price is jumping higher than what I submitted it at, you will see an open order right here. So here's my position orders, right? And then you have your open order. So if you make the mistake of getting into the open order and the price is already running, you can come down here and you can just cancel out of your open orders, and that'll be at the end of the little piece here. And it's all the way to the right. So you just slide all the way to the right and you will see a cancel order spot all the way to the end. Open orders all the way to the right, cancel all, bada boom, bada bing. Then you go back to your opening positions. And this is where you would be looking to enter again at a better price. But like I said, if it's on a run and it's on a tear, you want to always up that last number. You know, you can do at least 3 or 4 depending on how small the number is, or if it's like, you know what I mean. Just make sure it's a little bit higher and it will buy lower. It won't buy at that high price, it'll buy at the lower market price. So once you pick the price here, you pick how much you're investing, either 25 to 100% of what you have available, and then you pick your leverage, right? So a lot of times I like to just start off going with my leverage. Then I pick how much I'm going to invest. Then I go over here, I hit my long. Once that's in there, then I basically click the pricing. Once I get my pricing, I slide down 100%, 15%, and then I buy. Or I go short, whatever I'm doing. And that'll fill that order. Now remember, like I said, once you put this number in, you want to just kind of change it up a little bit. So if you're going short, you click here, you go up, let's make that a 2, bada boom, bada bing, 15%, sell short, and that way you can get into this trade. If it's going long, turn that to an 8, a little bit higher. Then you're going to basically 100% on your long, 15% on your stop loss, and you hit your buy signal and you're in. And that's pretty much it. That's how you operate these futures. And then you'll see your orders kind of go in here. But you want to go ahead and practice that, get yourself in that and put some orders in. And don't do a big amount of the money. Do like a $10 or $20 trade, because they do charge you the 20% per trade. So they're going to charge you whether you win or lose on a trade. But you want to just get in here and learn how to like get into the positions where you're buying, you're getting in and out trades. Now, the beautiful thing is, the reason why you always want to hit those little lines and click 100% win, 15%, is because later on down the road, here's your trade setup, and you can always add your stop losses in here, which is just right here, take profit and stop losses, etc. And so what this would be click on this little box, and right here, let's say on my XRP, I want to take profits at 150%. That means that XRP would have to follow the 4774. That would be 150% of profit. And then my stop loss could be 15%, which would mean it would stop at 51.91, and I can confirm that, and that will set a profit and a stop loss situation for XRP. Let's go take a look at XRP currently. So 5104 is XRP. So 47.74 it will take profits for me. 51.91 it will stop loss for me. So that's where you want to be. Now let's say you have a specific stop loss. And let's say you have a very specific stop loss. So let's say the price is falling down, or you're riding a price up, and what you would do is, like, say once your target hits and you got the money that you want, when you go here, all you have to do is to change your targets. Let's say your stop loss. So let's say the target moved up and you want your stop loss to move up with it, right? And you're like, all right, I'm gonna, and this is a kind of a thing what you want to do if you don't know it. You always make sure the price is kind of right where you can see it. So when you hit your adjustment, you can see the price. So let's say that we want to move our stop loss up from the 51, instead of it being 15%. and we want it a little tighter than the 5%, 5171, because this is going off your original entry. Let's say you can click in here, and all you do is just self adjust to what you want. So 5130, right? So instead of 5170, we go boom boom, and then we just tighten that up. And this is where you don't have to close out a trade once you're making money. You can just move down the stop loss continuously down, and then that way you can take advantage of the entire trade until it comes back and triggers the stop loss, and then it closes your trade. Don't you know my doggy's like you? And that's how you use your little futures right there. I mean, you just want to make sure you're always clicking those boxes here, stop loss, stop short, put it in. And that way when you're making your trades, you can go in here and make adjustments. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. So that's the simplicity of using your futures account right there. All right, guys, any other questions or anything like that, just throw it in the comments. And then we're just going to move. This was just the basic futures training. And like I said, if you guys have the indicators, if you've bought the indicators, you want to make sure to get in the next videos that we're going to be doing. But we're just mastering the focusing on the trend lines. I love using the 1 hour trends, and as they change, this is when we get in there. So the next video will be about that. Appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you soon.